haben ein Gerät mitgebracht heute. Howard ist völlig fertig, der muss den ganzen Tag Auto fahren. Our Taxi Driver. Passen alle Koffer rein? Dünn. Ja, wir haben
ja, das. Ja, ich nenne das. Für dich.
Ich gebe dir dann noch ein schriftliches Einverständnis, dass du mich filmen darfst.
Ja, ja? Das hole ich mir dann ein, ganz klar. Ja.
I asked for it to be brought in. You can Oh yeah.
1978, oxygen 20, argon 1. Now you said carbon dioxide. That's a common mistake people often make, but actually there's only 0.3% carbon dioxide. This is because, well, if there was any more than that, you'd
get into small groups and things.
So gather around the table now.
well, I just make. I don't know any
Sorry.
And when I point to you, and it will be random, draw your aeroplane and see who can get farthest. Okay, so we'll start with you. Next. And you. Yeah. Wow, very good. And
Yes.
very good. You. Good. And you. Excellent. Katie. Okay. Yes. Oh, so close. And you. Very good. Yes. Last one.
This is actually what the best paper airplane looks like, but we don't know how to make it properly, so it's probably not going to work.
This could go horrible.
Then that will be our challenge. Then move on.
Okay.
That's fine.
Right, so we thought about the physics of a paper aeroplane, so it's pretty much just the same as normal plane. There's thrust which keeps the plane moving forwards, and there's aerodynamic lift which lifts the plane, and then obviously there's gravity acting upon it, and there is air resistance which goes
you about the Hampson line circle, which one you can make air link refraction. And this is our structure. First the story, then the function, the fractionation, the products, and last but not least our sources. The story is very short. It is invented by William Hampson and Carl von der Leyen in 1895, and it's used, how the name say, for air link refraction and fractionation, and it is based on the Joule-Thomson effect. The Joule-Thomson effect is very easy to explain. The Joule-Thomson effect is when the pressure of a gas goes down, the gas cools up. Off, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, now the final trick. First, air must be dry, because when it cools down, the water in the air can be freeze and blocks the system. Then the air can flow in a compressor. You can see it here. There it becomes a pressure of 200 bar, and there it will be warmed up about 45 degrees Celsius or Kelvin.
Hello, we're talking today about aerodynamics and how does automotive aerodynamics work, and then we'll compare cars. So what is aerodynamics? Its etymology is that it comes from the Greek and from air, which means air, and dynamics, which means dynamics, and it belongs to the fluid dynamics and to the gas dynamics, and it studies the motion of air in interaction with solid objects. how does automotive aerodynamics work? So the main goals when you build a car is that you reduce drag, air resistance, and wind noise, and that you prevent lift forces. It's the exact opposite of airplanes, because airplanes need lift forces because don't need it, because then the car will flip over. Drag is measured in
the air around the car, less weight, and spoiler for high-speed stability. What Kate said already. And now we've got a question. Which car do you think have the least drag?
You can give your thoughts.
Talk about it. I think car 6, or because
This one?
No.
6. Yeah.
6.
The green one. I can't read it. This is the last car that rise.
Why do you think it has the least drag?
Because it don't goes down at the end. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's right. And because it is shaped like a fish and it hasn't got front mirrors, it has cameras on the side, so it doesn't have this drag on the side, and the air just flows against it and on the side, and it doesn't have much drag. It's just about 0.19. It's really, really small, and it's not already on the market, but it's gonna be there soon.
And these are the most aerodynamic cars that exist. This is an BMW car. It's i8, and this is from Mercedes and Blue Efficiency, and both have a CD of 0.
Some physical aspects of that topic, followed by Elena, who focuses on some biological ones, how the ear functions and so. And then finally, Mariah, Luis, and Sergi will introduce you to their instruments, which are the clarinet, the trumpet, and the piano. So,
do you want them to have their break now whilst we get this sorted out?
That is a wonderful idea. So that was my
piano. Air is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. It is also soluble in water, as you can see on the oxygen. And it is to 20% flammable and up to 80% not flammable because of the oxygen and the nitrogen. Okay, sound wafers. Sound wafers are like wafers in the air, and they are a variation of pressure in the air. And if you record sound wafers by an oscilloscope, it looks like this. But I chose a picture of such a wave to explain it easier.
I will be talking about how we hear, how we speak, and the effects of music and all the benefits of music. Okay, so how do we hear? How does sound affect the brain and the human voice? Right, so as Kadri just explained, when something makes a noise, it vibrates and it sends waves through the air, and our ear collects these waves that are sounds. So the ear is in charge of collecting sounds, processing them, and then sending them to the brain. So the ear is divided in 3 main parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. So in the outer ear we have the pinna or the auricle, which is the part that you can see, it's this part.
A presentation about the clarinet because it's my instrument. I've been playing clarinet since the 8 years, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it. So first of all, I'll talk about the parts of the clarinet. then the characteristics, then the types of clarinets. Afterwards, the generation of the sound, that's our main topic, and at last the reeds. So here we have the parts of the clarinets. I have the mouthpiece, that's this. And so it's a wind instrument, so we need to blow. But if I blow, it does not sound. So I need a reed, which is that.
Vege, and I come from the German school in Barcelona, and I'm glad to be here in Dronfield as a part of this project, and I thank you, English guys and Dronfield fellow students, for your hospitality. Here are my contents. First, I'm talking about the construction and the components of the piano to give you an overview. Then I'll talk about the strings, which are the source of the sound. Then the soundboard, that would be the amplifier of the sound of the piano, and my final point would be the lid. Here this is the construction of the components of the piano. In this first picture, you see the lid, or top of the piano, which is is used to reflect the sound towards the audience. The rim would be the body or the structure of the piano that needs to be.
And as you saw before, I play the trumpet, so that's the instrument I'm going to talk about today. These are my contents. I'll start with some general information on trumpet history, since I think it's quite interesting and important to get to know. And then I'll show you some audio records of trumpets in using music stuff. So let's get started. Okay, the first record of trumpet existence dates back to 1500 before Christ, but it's very likely that there's been trumpets before that too. In the very beginning, trumpets were used to send information from one place to another, since the trumpet has a very far-reaching sound. And the Egyptians and the ancient Greeks used the trumpets for this purpose. Okay.
A cloud is a visible mass of liquid droplets or frozen crystal made of water or various chemical substances suspended in atmosphere above the surface of planetary body. Origin. I suppose that all knows the water cycle, so when I have to explain it. The sun which drives the water cycle hits water in the seas through the process of evaporation and transpiration. Water moves into the atmosphere as the rises and the temperature drops.
Surface heat. This happens when the ground is heated by the sun, which heats the air in contact with it, causing it to rise. The rising columns are often called thermas, and surface heating tends to produce camelid floats. Topography or orographic forces. The topography or shape and features of the area can cause floats to be formed.
For example, there are two ways of pollution. Natural, when it's caused by natural phenomena like forest fires caused by trees, and then artificial pollution, when it's caused by human activity like a spill of petroleum, toxic plastic, or noises excess. Now, physical pollution is the pollution caused by energy. Some types of energy, like noise, when it's noise pollution. Thermal pollution is caused by the heat or cold. Then
ecosystem or the environment. And this type of pollution is the result of introducing an unknown element in the environment. And, well, it produces imbalance, damages, disorder, and discomfort of the ecosystem, either of a living organism or the environment in general. The chemical pollutants. A chemical pollutant is an organic or inorganic element which can damage the health of the living beings and the environment. We can find them at the next stage of matter. Gas. Here we got the most relevant pollutant gas, like carbon dioxide, like CO2 or CO. The CO2 is liberated in complete combustions, and CO is liberated when the combustible is burned with a small amount of...
The advantage of presenting a little bit of Slovenia. So, yeah. Geography. We lie in Central Europe. We have a population of 2 million. We have our area is about 20,000 square kilometers, and our capital city is Ljubljana. It's here, and we're from Idrija, whereas it's about here. Yeah. Something about our country. Our highest mountain is Mountain Triglav. Our longest river is Sava, and we're also quite famous for our cave that is in Postojna. So yeah, this is our flag, and our flag is mostly made out of white, blue, and red. But here's this presents Triglav that I told you about, and the river Sava.
So let's talk first about some common exhaust gases. So most common exhaust gases are nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and water vapor. So those gases are created by combustion of the engine. So we know the good combustion and bad combustion. Good combustion is to have all petrol burned out and not have any leftovers. So it is good to have air to fuel ratio approximately 14.7 to 1. And the bad combustion is when not all the gas is burnt out and the rest comes out from the exhaust gas, which could be seen like a black smoke.
Back to our health. You can breathe particles smaller than 1 micron, but we can see only particles bigger than 20 microns. In the short term, exhaust gases can result in actual respiratory problems, reduced lung function as asthma. In the long term, it can result in a cardiovascular problems, lung cancer.
So, for measuring.
Quadricopters are very stable. They have 4 engines, and even if one fails, the modern technology got it so advanced that even with 3 engines or 2, the quadricopter can still do the landing or just focus on not crashing too much. Also, they have advanced
with the Taylor rotor concept, proposed C-130 size military transport.
Yes.
but I don't believe in little green men and flying saucers.
Thank you.